Oi, what are you doing in my shed, mate?
Oh shit, I didn't see you here.
Hey guys, welcome to my shed for Shenke Garage. So yeah, good to do a bit of a collab with Bob Dust for breakfast, and yeah, welcome to the shed.
Yeah, cool guys. Alright, so we're going to have Sam basically give you a bit of a quick little rundown on the ute. We're not going to go into too much detail, that's what his channel's for, so if you want to head over there and check out, he's got quite a few videos all about the ute, and yeah, let's get into it.
Alright guys, yeah, so this is the 1 tonner, 1976 HX 1 tonner. Been sort of building this for probably, coming up to 3 years now. It's been a lot of work, but done a full ground up rebuild, stripped the cab off the chassis, full bare metal respray. So all the back end of it, it's all been smoothed off, all the chassis, nice and smooth. It's got a 9-inch diff from the rod shop. Stainless exhaust, all custom exhaust, the drop tank in the back there. It's got a tray that I'm building as well. It tilts up, but yeah, it's still not painted yet, so that'll be the last thing to get that painted and fit back, and then it'll be all done. All the interior, it's all custom interior. It's actually got Ford seats in it, so there's probably a lot of guys that sort of might crack shits about that, but yeah, I like the Ford seats in it. They're nice and comfy. Digital dash, it's got all the billet buttons, just with all the bodywork. I've done all myself, so I've just done all the, shaved the gutters off, deleted the door handles, so it's got this little button here that opens it up. Coming around to the front end, so she's got a 355 stroker engine that's been all rebuilt. Yeah, so I think it's about 450 horsepower on the dyno, so yeah, it's more than enough for the tonner. It's just going to spin anyway, so yeah, plenty of power. So all the steering, it's all been upgraded. It's got the rack and pinion steering, it's got the tubular control arms, it's got power steering pump, it's the Astra power steering pump, all wheelwood brakes all round. So yeah, there's been plenty of modifications done to it. All the bumper has been cut and shut. So yeah, there's been plenty of work, and it's almost done. So just want to get this thing resprayed. The first time we sprayed it wasn't the best finish, so I got engaged with Mark to get him up here to try and obviously get the paint to a good standard, and get it looking definitely better than what it is now. So yeah.
Alrighty guys, so here's Sam's 1 tonner, HX 1 tonner. So as you can see, it's a very noticeable thing that he's actually shaved those handles. He's put a little button in on the tops of the doors there. He's got rid of the gutters on the top of the roof there. There's a few things which he's done to modify the body, which is really cool. It really gives that ute a really personalised kind of taste, which I really like. I like that Sam's put those little touches on this ute. Now, the reason why I'm here, guys, is to basically give this ute a full respray. Now, the colour is a yellow Vortex Keeney base coat made by DNA. It's a colour that I've sprayed quite a lot, like the majority of the products at DNA. So this was resprayed in this exact shed. So lighting in here wasn't the best. The painter couldn't really see exactly what he was doing. So to really identify and highlight all the imperfections in the colour and in the clear coat, etc., I've actually brought up a sunlight from Melbourne. So this is really handy to see what's wrong with the car. But also, when I go and respray all the panels, we'll be able to see if it's even, see if it's got any unevenness or like mottle and that on the paint, and then obviously fix that, whether that be with more coats of paint or applying a drop coat of like the colour. So just a quick little overall little look. We're going to turn the light on. This is a very noticeable thing on the car, which kind of lets it down a little bit. Now, it may be a little bit hard to see this on camera. Hey Sam, could you hold this light for me? And we'll show the guys, just seeing down there, that's it. And I'll get on the angle. Now, just hold it right there, Sam. Alright, so you see down here, guys, it's very like transparent. You can see like a bit of model going on. There hasn't been a great deal of colour put on it. Now, that's not the only issue that we've got to address here. The clear coat application is very dry. You can see the finish in that reflection there. It's not the best, extremely dry. Whether that's due to very fine coats of the clear or the last coat of like clear was applied really dry, it's a little bit hard to find that out at this stage until we hit it with some sandpaper. So pretty much the whole ute looks like that. It's not the best, but we're going to be fixing everything that's on the ute. So one thing that Sam did on the ute, not to put you in the shit here, not to put you in the shit, but he actually used a stencil for the banana lines. Now, the banana lines is a really definitive, is that the word? Definitive.
Very subtle line.
Yeah, it's a very subtle line which goes from pretty much the headlight on the car over the guard and onto the doors, and it has like a bit of a half arch or curve in it. Now he's actually put the template on. He's blocked in the line in the filler. Is that right? And then you've primed it.
Yeah, re-primed it, and then basically put the stencil back on, and then blocked it in a second time. So I think what's happened is if the stencil wasn't dead right on for the previous blocking, then
you're going to block another line in.
Lines in.
Yeah, so that's what we've got here, guys. We've got two lines, which is why you can see like a bit of a. It's really hard to see on camera, but he's got like two lines. He's got a line up the top and then one down the bottom. So what I'm going to do, I'm pretty much going to hit that with like some 240 guys on a block. We're going to block that line out. We're going to continuously wet check the panel. Chances are we're going to sand through that clear coat, through the colour and down to the primer. That's all good. We've got enough time to get these panels in primer again in the areas that need to be primed. So the areas that we'll be getting primed is basically any cut throughs of like the clear coat down to colour or down to the primer. If you were to sand through the colour down to the base coat or down to the primer and you go and apply more base coat over the top in like a medium to wet coat, it will fry up around the edges, and when we're only here for 4 days to get it painted, that's the last thing we want to happen while we're painting. So any areas that we get any sand throughs, we're going to be priming. So it's one of those things where you can take the risk of just sanding it all down and hitting it again, or you can just take that extra maybe 1 or 2 hours, just prime certain areas, and at least you know you've got a clean slate to like continue painting. As we've both said, we're only here for 4 days to get it painted, so we'll take whatever measure, I guess, to some extent to get it all painted. So you can see that line. It's really easy to see. Where's my finger? There. You see that line there. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much a quick little rundown on the prep work which we're going to do. So the grits of sandpaper which I'll use is 240 on a block. We're going to block those lines out. The rest of the car is pretty much going to get a 400 on an orbital sander using a interface pad. And then all the edges around body lines, etc., edges of the panels, and that will be getting a grey Scotch-Brite and paste. That will give us adhesion for our base coat and our clear. So yeah, we'll get Sam behind the camera now, and we'll get into it.